Sorry. Alright, welcome back to the channel today, everyone. So I want to address what happened at the last stop of the Letwomenspeak tour with Kellie Jay Keen. No sponsors today, just please visit my website and support any way you can. So if you aren't aware of who Kellie Jay Keen is, or Posey Parker, she is a radical feminist from the UK who has been touring the US and speaking on women's rights issues, specifically surrounding the erasure of women by trans people. And look, I don't know Kellie. Based on past comments about Gays Against Groomers and some of the company that she keeps, I would imagine she's no fan of mine. This doesn't mean that I don't think she shouldn't have the right to speak. In fact, when it comes to protecting children, I would even be willing to work with her on that issue. But in any case, everyone has the right to free speech. Then the people can decide based on what they hear and help formulate their own opinion about that speech. Trying to shut that down tells me you are scared that your view is not strong enough to hold up to even the slightest of scrutiny. But also among this group of people that was set to speak was my friend and editor-in-chief at the Post-Millennial, Libbys. She wasn't able to read her speech, but she posted on Twitter for everyone to read, and here it is. Womanhood is not a feeling, gender is not the soul. Medical technology cannot magically change your sex. No child is born in the wrong body. There are no boy toys, no girl toys. Amputating a young girl's breast is not affirmation. Healthy children do not need drugs or surgeries to be their true selves. Puberty and adolescence are not illnesses that need to be cured. It is better to grow up whole. It is better to wait and see. Teach your daughters that womanhood is not a curse. Teach your sons that gender isn't a kink. Let them know that it's okay to be gay. Fight back against the pharmaceutical industrial complex that would see us become lifelong medical patients in service to corporate profits. Fight back against an educational system that blindly pushes the lies of gender ideology on children and claims it to be liberation. Fight back against activists that change our language and seek to eliminate women's spaces entirely under the guise of compassion for men who want access to them. Fight back against politicians that pass laws to eliminate parental rights, enshrine gender identity in law, and demand complicits under the threat of prosecution. They simply want to do what is popular, not what is right. So I don't know what's wrong with people like Libby speaking out against this issue. I know Libby personally. I know she has no issue with trans people as a whole or gay people as a whole. Obviously, she said let your children know it's okay to be gay and that they don't have to transition, simply because of the sexist stereotypes that are being perpetuated onto them and being told that if you like pink, then you're a girl. If you like blue, you're a boy, for example. I think Libby has a great point in her speech. We're seeing legislations across the country pushing these affirmation models that are now starting to be proven to be detrimental to children. It used to be that the Lisa Littman study was flawed because it was only looking at all gender nonconforming kids, and it said that 80% of gender nonconforming kids would grow out of it and not and be cis by the age of 16. And now that we're telling all gender nonconforming kids that they are trans, that study is completely valid when you have what's being pushed onto children. But I'm going to play you another video of what happened to one of the speakers after the event.
We didn't get some, bitch. You got some, bitch. You want it? You want it away? You want it? You want it away? I'll fuck you up. I will fuck you up. Hey! Hey, watch it. They're watching you. You ain't do shit to me, bitch. Why you fighting me? Why you fighting me? Hey, watch it. Hey, watch it.
So apparently this person who assaulted the woman, yes, spitting is assault, is a spokesperson for the designer brand Coach. So do with that as you will. Now, I watch these videos and it truly brings me to tears. This doesn't help trans people. In fact, it does quite the opposite. People look at this and are going to create perceptions of this and think that all trans people are like this, crazy predators, when this is all they see. My work has been to debunk the narratives and these perceptions that these people have created about us. And so when I see this, it saddens me, because it's like we take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Like, we can't win acceptance through force. You have to show people that you are good human beings, and these people in this video are not good human beings. They're quite vile, and I don't support what they did at all. Now, I do want to point this out too, because this has been something that's been a little bit confused. Is the video at the beginning, you actually have a male who's on the right, and I'm guessing that they identify as a trans woman, and you have a female that is either a trans man or non-binary. Then I don't know what the third person is. I'm just guessing here. Now, I have to ask though, like, what is it with these leftists who just always want to be naked? Like, we've seen this a lot, even with the feminist movement. It's like something about being naked is liberating or something like that. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It just makes you look crazy, especially in New York when it's freezing outside. So you look ridiculous when you are showing your body like this. Nobody wants to see that. It's gross and disgusting. Put it away. But I digress. But the thing is these people, they act like men. Wokeism and testosterone is a pretty scary combination from what I've seen. Like, they shout down women, and the whole thing comes across as very misogynistic. Again, that's not how we should be wanting to be portrayed, but yet they seem to think that this is how you gain acceptance. You don't gain acceptance through the force of through the barrel of a gun. You gain acceptance by winning hearts and minds. And what's interesting about this is most of these women are not conservative women. You have a mix in there, but many are third-wave feminists who have been fighting against conservatives before gender ideology became this massive thing. As noted by their actions on Twitter, going after people like Billboard Chris and other conservative men this past weekend, simply because they are men and they have become faces of the movement to fight against this ideology. So in my mind, there are actually 3 different camps that have kind of come together slightly to fight against gender ideology, and maybe I can break down those factions in another video, but it's basically the third-wave feminists who don't want the fourth-wave feminists, but they're still, left-leaning. And then you have the social conservatives, which are very far right-leaning. And then you more moderate live and let live types like me, with some overlaps and disagreements in each. But usually we agree to disagree when we're fighting on this issue. We can agree on this issue and fight on it together, and then disagree on a number of other issues. But if you want me to do a deeper breakdown into that, let me know in the comment section. And I just kind of want to close up and say again, we should not be trying to suppress these people's speech. We should let them speak and then let the people make up their minds. Even if I disagree with some of the things that they say, I can talk to them, not scream at them, and we can have a civil conversation and maybe work out some compromises that works for everybody. But just this back and forth and this crazy lunatic attitude is only going to make people, go away from your side. And this is what I'm always concerned about with the pendulum swinging too far back the other way. You will get an overcorrection from, the extremes that want to take away all the rights of trans people, which 99% of these people do not want to take away any rights from trans people. We have, I don't know what rights we don't have right now, and so why push them to where they will make this overcorrection because you're an insane psychopath. Stop being psychopaths. To the trans community, stop being psychopaths. Like, we know that the vast majority of the trans people are not like that. Most of them are like me, who saw this video and watched it in horror. And I mean, I literally cried over this video because it's just heartbreaking to see what these people are doing to our community. So, with that, make sure you leave a comment below, click that like and subscribe button, and follow me across all social media platforms. And I'll see you next time.